Okay, so I went to go see the Sonic movie, and I mentioned how I had some of my friends in my original group wanted to just see it. We didn't really want to wait until everyone was free. We went to go see the Sonic movie. 2 complaints. I have 2 complaints about it. The movie was great. The movie was wonderful. I'm not talking about the movie. The movie was perfect. I would not change anything about it. My complaints were the theater I went to, the chain of theaters that I went to. For some reason, after like the 20 minutes or 25 minutes of previews, however long it was a lot of previews and trailers for some unnecessary reason. They then played like this countdown scene. There was like an 8-minute counter in the corner. 8 minutes, and they were counting down to something. And I was like, okay, this is a bit strange. And then they started playing behind the scenes and interviews with the cast of Sonic for this 8 minutes. And I was like, okay, I guess this is cool, but like 8 minutes? But the big thing was while the actors, Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, Keanu, they were all like talking about the movie, they were showing clips from the movie while they were showing behind the scenes. So we were, and what's even worse is that it wasn't just like scenes from the trailer. It was like never before scenes from the movie. And I was so annoyed. Wait, they're literally just spoiling scenes from the whole movie. They showed a lot of the movie. They were showing like Shadow's backstory. They were showing like the scenes where they're trying to infiltrate the military area to get the second key. They were showing all these scenes. They were showing Dr. Robotnik's new look, everything. And I was like, what? Why are they playing this right before the movie? 8 minutes long, that is. So what was so annoying is that by the time we were actually watching the movie, first I went to a 12 o'clock showing. By the time the movie actually started, it was 12:40. 20, like that's how many previews there was. It was like an unnecessary amount. And also with that 8-minute countdown, spoiling the entire movie, the entire Sonic movie, I was so annoyed. So when we got to those scenes in the movie, Shadow's backstory, Robotnik and his grandpa infiltrating the military, Knuckles and Sonic and Tails angry at each other because they're about to fight, I'm like, well, I already saw these scenes because of the freaking preview that they showed right before the movie, so I was expecting it. I was like, okay, this is happening. So I was super annoyed by that. My friends were super annoyed because it just didn't hit right. It didn't hit the same when they actually showed the movie because they already showed those scenes. So yeah, that was my complaint. My second complaint is we sat next to this family. This family brought their little toddler to the theater. And I'm like, okay, it's a kids movie. Yeah, understandable. There's gonna be kids, but not toddlers. This kid definitely did not look older than a year old. Definitely was not older than a year. And immediately I was like, oh no, he's gonna be a problem, isn't he? And I was just hoping and praying that these parents would know to do the right thing. But of course, I guess that's asking for too much, because throughout the movie, this kid was wailing for the first, I think like 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. And after those 10 or 15 minutes, the parents couldn't get this little toddler to calm down. They whip out their phone and they start playing videos for the kid with the sound on. And I was like, oh, hell no. I was so pissed. And so basically the sitting arrangement was me, my 2 friends to my right, and then the family right next to one of my other friends, like sitting right next to them. And I turned to my friend and I'm like, are they bothering you? And she was like, yeah, but honestly, like, whatever. Like, I don't want to deal with it. And I was like, okay, because I'll say something if you need me to say something. But yeah, so this 1-year-old is watching freaking Cocomelon in the middle of the movie, the sound on, the screen is like hella bright. And also at some point, this kid gets off his chair. This like 1-year-old gets off his chair and he starts running up and down the aisleways, like of the seats, like where everyone is literally sitting. And the thing is like we have those like reclining seats at this theater. So this kid is like bumping into everyone's feet and bumping into everyone's chair. And I'm like, no way these parents are letting this toddler run around this theater. And honestly, part of me just wanted to trip that kid. I was be like, I don't care, this is what you get. So yeah, they were letting this kid run around. He's holding a phone in his hand that's playing a video that's super loud. And these parents are also like flashing their flashlight whenever the kid drops something as well. And they're just basically disturbing everybody. And I was like, oh my god. Like, I really don't want to leave the theater because I've been looking forward to this movie for so long. But this family is bothering their shit out of me. Like, this is even worse than when I had people singing in my theater when I went to go see Wicked. Like, this was horrible. And I kept telling my friend, I was like, do you want me to say something? And she's like, no, don't worry about it. And at some point, the family kind of, like, the kid kind of calmed down a little bit, went back to a seat, and he was, like, sitting. But the parents would still occasionally, you know, whip out their phone to, like, check text messages or entertain the kid every now and then. And I guess they left the theater 30 minutes before the movie ended. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that was just a waste of money. You came to the theater, brought your 1-year-old, caused a disturbance for everybody else, and you didn't even sit through the whole movie. Like, even was the point of coming? You all should have just not come at all. Like, come on. That would have been it was horrendous. It was so annoying. I wanted to leave and get a guard and tell them that about this family that was bothering me, but like I didn't want to miss a single second of the Sonic movie either, so I was like, because I've been looking forward to this movie for 2 years. Modern day parenting, yeah, apparently it's too much to ask that parents, you know, have manners with their children, but in public. But I guess that's asking for too much. I would have said something. Dude, I wanted to say something. I kept telling my friends, I was like, I'm gonna say something. And they're like, no, don't say anything, Crypta. And I was like, God, just let me say something because these parents are being so entitled right now. Oh my God. I mean, I still had a fun time watching the movie, and I tried my best to ignore this family, but it would have been better if they weren't there at all, you know? And unlucky that they were sitting right next to us out of this whole theater. But yeah, it was a great movie. I have no complaints about the actual Sonic movie. My only complaints were that 8-minute spoiler scene pack and then the family. But other than that, I had a great time with the Sonic movie. I'm glad that there's gonna be a 4th one. Yay!